Shame. Shame. Shame.
What's going on, YouTube? Real quick, gonna drag this nigga real quick.
They can hear you.
Want y'all to listen to something.
Especially if you talk about a Negro woman and we older. I could tell if Lex was in his 20s or early 30s. Oh, young ass nigga, he's a leader. He's a monkey. Monkey see, monkey do, and he's from East Africa.
Wow.
Ooh, Lex. But that's evil. Everybody here, one thing I say bad. A Homo sapien and a Homo erectus is an East African monkey. Man. Y'all slaves come from West Africa. Why can't everybody stay out of it sometime? Like sometimes when people be talking about all the people, I just stay out of it and fall back. Sometimes we all just need to stay out of everybody's beef. But here go the show, bro. Yeah, and any of you black monkeys talk about a nigga, or well, us black people need to quit acting like niggas. Miss Pope showed me on her show yesterday, and I want everybody else to know too. Bunch of ugly people cares. Go on by. That's what you call an old black person, is a Negro, until y'all sold the fuck out and said black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa, you slave fucks, talk about a nigga and my ancestor.
This guy, real funny. Real funny. I fuck with Root, so I don't want nobody to think that I'm banging on Root necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But this shit just gotta get addressed.
I hope the police kill you. Motherfuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man. Like sometimes when people be talking about all the people, I just stay out of it and fall back. Sometimes we all just need to stay out of everybody's beef. But here go the show, bro. Yeah, and any of you black monkeys talk about a nigga, or well, us black people need to quit acting like niggas. Miss Pope showed me on her show yesterday, and I want everybody else to know too. Bunch of ugly people cares. Go on by. That's what you call an old black person, is a Negro, until y'all sold the fuck out and said black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa, you slave fucks, talk about a nigga and my ancestor, I mean, I'm gonna take it there with you. I'm gonna turn all the way up with you. And I hope the police kill you. Motherfuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man.
Now, the reason why I decided to do the stream, because I was like joking around at first, fucking around with Root on this stream, like I generally do, because I like him, he's cool. But tonight, man, you kind of taking it a little too far, bro. Now, it's one thing, man, to have a fervor, a passion for what it is you do and say. But when you being questioned about shit, man, it's not a good thing or a good look to be snapping off on people. And especially when you say shit like you hope other black people get killed by the police and shit. Like that shit.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Like that shit's insane, man. Like I almost can't believe that I heard Root say that, man. I almost can't believe that I heard Root say that shit, yo. I'm gonna try to listen one more time, man. But this shit is crazy, yo.
I said black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa, you slave fucks, talk about a nigga and my ancestor, I'm gonna take it there with you. I'm gonna turn all the way up with you. And I hope the police kill you. The fuckers is evil and y'all Masons, man.
Shame. Shame.
Now, getting into the thick of this. Number one, over in the brothers chat, we were having a discussion about, he was having a discussion, I guess we all were because we were there. Us who were there. Yeah, that was Root. Yeah, it was deeper. That ain't even a half. I'm not even playing no more audio because he was talking about giving head or people giving somebody head or whatever the fuck else he was talking about. Like he was going all the way to the left. And I don't know if he knows, but niggas does like, I mean, I'm not going against Root for going to the left except for that part and the other little shit he was saying. When Root talks, you know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with Root, but generally being honest, when he talks, I just wait for him to finish and then start asking him for, you know, facts and evidence or proof of whatever it was that he just said. That's generally what I do and generally how I handle Root, you know, because Root is, though he tries to distance himself from other Moors and to seem like he's a special Moor or he's a certain type of Moor, and Root, I'm not dissing you, I'm just saying this is how I see you. So like he'll talk like he's a different Moor or some special kind of Moor. See, you're a Temple Moor, or I'm a Moor like Taj Tweek Bey, or these things. Like at the end of the day, man, you're a Moor. Everything you say is about Moors. Everything you say is about Mu and Moab, and like you say the same things Moors say. Every other Moor we've met, except when it comes to that. You talked about status correction and all that stuff until you and I kind of talked about it, and I haven't really heard you talk about it since. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Masons. And this goes out to, what's his name? What's the kid? My nigga, Young Pharaoh as well. Like, I know too many Masons, man, and that are good people. Because, and this is what I mean. You have people coming out here, especially Moors, who give out accusations like Root did. Someone's a Mason and they're this and they're that. I have no receipts for none of that. You don't have no proof of none of that shit. You don't have no proof of who's a Moor, who's a Mason, who's not a Mason Moor, a Moor Mason, a preacher Mason, all that shit. First off, so all that shit is just accusations. But specifically on this Moor shit, Mason shit, like, I keep hearing is if you take an oath, they're bound by oath. Wait, this is what I mean by not being based and rooted in reality about shit. You're telling me humans, okay, there's a special group of humans that when they take an oath, that oath is somehow magically, let's say, because I can't use anything, any scientific terms to describe it, but magically, this oath you are bound to, and no matter what you do, no matter what happens, you cannot remove yourself from this oath. You are bound by this oath, blah, 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 blah. Humans now on Earth as we know it right now. So with humans on Earth as we know it right now, we make oaths every fucking day. You have police officers who swore oaths in justice and not harm people and only take care of the needy and sick and whatever the fuck you want to say, even though that's not specifically what's in there. I'm just, you know what I'm saying. They take oaths. Do they not kill niggas for no reason? Do they not sell drugs? Do they not commit the same crimes that they put people in jail for? How could they do that, Root? They took an oath. How could a judge violate his oath? What do you mean? He took an oath. And once you take an oath, that means
Shame. Shame. Shame.
You want to know what that shit means? It means shit. It means nothing. It means whatever it means to that particular person. The shit is so crazy. I remember one guy that my sister used to date a while, 10 years ago now almost. And it was like, he was a Mason when I met him. He was a Mason. He was telling me about it, all about his little book he had, all this shit like that. So anyway, long story short, it's like he was an older gentleman. And he was like, man, I went to like 3 of them meetings and that was that. Him and his friend came in together. They went to like 3 Mason meetings and that was that. Probably never been again. Probably never been again. And he openly admitted he never been in one for 30 years. But I thought he took an oath. See, once you take that oath, like, yo, that shit is magical and it's mystical. And the reason why I'm getting at it, Root, not because of your assumptions and not for any other reason other than the fact that I'm sick of hearing you and Pharaoh and all these other weird ass niggas who are not Masons, who probably never sat down. The reason why I could say that is because I've actually sat down with them, knowing that they were what they were, and they regular niggas who coach Little League, who give motherfuckers rides home, who can't afford to get one, who do. Come on, man. That's what I said. You're not gonna keep half these people in this chat. Father or great grandfather was probably a Mason, and he was a member in his community, and he probably did shit like helping feed needy at Christmas, like most churches do when you're accusing the ministers of being Masons. And now I'm not in any shape, form, or fashion defending the church, because I think it's an institution that has long since been need to be taken down. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to some peasy head little nigga like you and shit that you don't know. The reason why I'm doing this is the same reason I'm saying what I said to all the Moors. Yo, what tired of you talking shit that you don't know, yo? Like, all you niggas running around talking shit that you don't know. All you niggas running around talking shit about status correction and changing your name, but you don't have any evidence of in real time of this shit working for anybody. All of you. Sabir Bey. I went to this weird nigga's chat the other day trying to big him up, like, what's up, whatever. He's taking questions from the fucking chat. So I asked a simple question about what he was talking about. He was talking about name changes and status correction and all that shit, and the importance of changing your name to remove yourself from these people. You know how they talk, the yoke of these people and all that shit, et cetera, nigga. Then at the end of the day, based upon what you say, and you're fucking mad because I'm asking you questions based upon what you said. You said it's of great importance and all this shit for your name to be changed and for you this, that, and the third, so you can remove yourself from these people and not be operating in their jurisdiction. Then I said, well, how is that working real time in court? Basically, to get information from you, to see how is it actually working, nigga? Like, what are some of the pitfalls that people might need to be aware of when they use this shit? You can't tell nobody none of that shit. When I asked him this question, you know what? You want to know what Sabir Bey said? Sabir Bey said, I don't go to court. Now, mind you, this nigga done talked about he was a fucking teacher. He's a teacher in the community. He's this, that, and the third. You mean to tell me, dog, talk about all this shit, removing yourself from the government, removing yourself, being operating under your treaty and your own Moorish constitution and doing all this shit. You mean to tell me you don't encounter the United States court system? Really? Like, and this is what it's coming to, G. It's like people like Sabir Bey, like I had mad respect for Sabir Bey, but now I look at you like the rest of them, you a fucking fuck nigga, because I asked you directly and that was your answer. And I've been doing this long enough to know what a fuck nigga answer is and what a real genuine answer is. And that wasn't a real genuine answer. That was a question you didn't want because you want to just talk at people. See, what most Moors want to do, people, is they want to talk at you. Be that. They don't want to have a conversation with you where it's give and take and you're asking questions about the things that they're saying, and then they must clarify what they're saying. They don't even mind if you ask questions, long as you just ask the question and then shut up and let them, you know, pour more shit on top of shit. Pretty much is what's going on. That's why they never have receipts for shit. That's why I keep saying they never have any fucking proof that any of this shit is actually working for anybody. Absolutely nobody. Damn YouTube commercials. Try to get in the goddamn way of my belt.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
This shit is sick, man. And Root, you right in the middle of all of that shit. Call somebody, what you must agree with the Masons. Why do I have to agree with the Masons to know for a fact that you personally don't know what the fuck you talking about? And you should start running your mouth about shit like that you don't know what you're talking about. Because like I said before, 90% of the people in these chats, great-grandparents who knew them, raised them, loved them, took care of them niggas was probably Masons. Not to mention the fact, what up, Suicide? Not to mention the fact that, nigga, I've been around Masons and them niggas is regular niggas. I've been around Masons who, like I said, don't know when the last time they've been to a motherfucking Mason meeting, nigga. They don't do it. Like, all of them are not. It's the same thing, like I said, with the police force. Some of those people take oaths and really mean that shit. I'm going to do my best to uphold justice and blah, 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 blah. Some people in the military, they take oaths and they really mean that shit. They're going to do the best they can to be a righteous person, uphold justice, blah, 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 blah. Some people do that shit because they just want to fucking shoot somebody. The fuck are you talking about? How the fuck are you gonna call somebody a Mason, nigga? Your grandfather was probably a fucking Mason. Was he evil? Dumbass. Did not the fucking police who you are saying you want to kill niggas? I'm not even playing that no more. That's the last time y'all hear that on my page. I'm not playing niggas like that on my page. Talking about some, they hope other niggas get killed by the police over some ideological differences. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You really said that shit, Root. You can't take that shit back. That shit is said, nigga. It's out there. It's what it is. That shit is fucking sad. And at the end of the day, I'm over there getting at you and saying something to you, again, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Stop speaking without facts, evidence, or witness with personal first-hand knowledge to attest to what you're saying, nigga. Other than that, you better start saying that shit in another way, nigga. You can get mad all you want and have a little tirade over there in your little world, but nigga, facts is facts. We done been through this shit before. What you believe and what is actually a fact is not the same thing, yo. So no matter what you fucking believe, it's not the same thing, yo. I could sit here and hold this lighter in my hand and believe on everything. I could believe on Yahweh. I could believe on Jesus. I could believe on fucking whatever the fuck, Zoroastrianism, whoever you want to call, yo. I could believe in all of that shit. Fact of the matter is, at this current dispensation of time on Earth, if I let this shit go, something that we call gravity is going to yank this shit to the fucking floor. So my belief don't count for everything. I can't sit there and hold that shit with extra weight. You can't hold that shit with extra weight. And you're going to stop running your mouth about shit you don't know about. You get mad, like I said, in your little world over there. Ain't nobody going to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? This is a one-time thing. I ain't even going to drag you or nothing like that. But that was some foul-ass shit you said. You want the nigga to die, nigga? I don't even want to sign that up, fuck weird old ass to die, nigga. Like, I just want to stop doing that weird shit, nigga. But I don't want nobody to kill the nigga. The fuck wrong with you, Ruth?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
People take oaths when they get married, do they not? You mean to tell me there's no divorced people out here? Because if that was the case and you got married and you were bound by oath to one another, how the fuck could you ever get divorced? There should be no such thing as divorce. Every fucking person, every couple that ever got married in this fucking world should still be together because they are bound by oath. That's what y'all niggas do. And not just you, Root, like I said, Pharaoh, the rest of them niggas, and the Masons. The Masons, like, dog, chill. Like, you mean to tell me a human on Earth took an oath and they're bound to that shit? When I watch humans on Earth break oaths every day?
Shame.
That's why I'm trying to explain to people,
Shame.
like I was trying to explain to you, Root. I'm not even talking about whether you're a fucking Mason or not. I'm talking about the logic in and of itself, nigga. The logic in and of itself. You're not going to sit here and call a whole group of brothers fucking evil when none of the actions that they do and none of the things that they do in their everyday lives represents evil. But you're going to just call them that shit because it's popular on YouTube to say that Masons are evil, though 99.9% of the niggas who ever said that shit don't even know no Mason. Never met one that they know of.
Shame.
When I was talking to him, I didn't know before. How the fuck would I have known until he revealed the shit?
Shame. Shame.
Fucking stupid, man.
Shame.
It's just dumb. It's just that same boogeyman shit. Y'all beware of the Masons because they take oaths. Nah, you need to beware of those fucking cops because they take oaths and they don't follow them. Shit. Don't motherfuckers swear and put their hand up and take an oath in them shitty courtrooms every day and fucking and take an oath that they're gonna fucking tell the truth. They're bound by oath. The hell? What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Your argument is weak. And for you to keep saying it as though it means something, it's like, what is it? Reification. You know what I mean? Like, reification is when you try to make a nothing something that's not anything. You're going to make it a thing, an actual thing. There's no way, there's no proof and ties that someone taking some sort of oath, and I'm not talking about just no fucking Mason, I'm talking about any oath. We're talking about oaths. Because every time I hear somebody talk about a Mason, they're talking about the word that they say after Mason is oath. Right? Listening to it again, say, you know what? Why is everybody is wrapped up on this oath shit? When we watch oaths be broken every day by humans on Earth, but all of a sudden the Mason oath is a different oath. You see what I'm saying? That's a different oath. See, that oath is that oath is universally bound by the cosmos and the Cancer constellation, and now we go into the spooky ooky shit that can't nobody fucking prove. The fuck out of here, man. I don't appreciate that shit at all, Root, man. That was real dirty. And Sabir Bey, you a real weird ass nigga, because you're running around for over a decade now promoting that shit that you promote, but you don't have no receipts either. You don't have no receipts neither. Nowhere can we find receipts of you producing anything. But again, when you go on your live streams, just like the rest of these niggas, you start running your mouth with this arrogance like you're the shit. You start running your mouth with this arrogance like you that nigga. Running your mouth with the arrogance like people should. When you start talking, people should just be quiet and listen to you. And the moment that somebody says something that you don't like or against or challenging you in a way of, as far as I'm concerned, clarification. Like you can't even be clear. These niggas can't even be clear with you, or they're gonna try to drag you. See, it's not a, you know what this nigga, I should find a video, yo. But I ain't even want to do that shit. This was kind of a rush job because I ain't planning on doing it like this, but Root was running his mouth too much.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Root, I told you before, man, like people all over the fucking world, fucking, oh, what up, Lex Vortex was in here. I forgot. I meant to say what's up and peace to you when you came in. But, like, yo, people all around the world is watching this shit, yo. People all around the world is watching this shit, man. Like, ain't nobody trying to fucking hear that shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear no dumb, silly-ass fucking dispute over religion, ultimately. Like, no one cares that you're the special more, man. You could be the special more, but you ain't got to say that stupid shit, man. You're not going to wish no niggas dead. You running your mouth, acting all amped up and shit like, oh, niggas not gonna be talking about my ancestors. I take it there. Well, when niggas talk about other niggas being killed for no other reason than it's Wednesday and they didn't like what they said about something, I take it there too. Fuck is the matter with you, man? Like, come on, G. That's way too much for that because you don't like what Lex Vortex said. I might not like what Lex Vortex said. I haven't listened to all Lex Vortex information. I listened to him recently when he was explaining how the House of Consciousness was basically attempting a rites of passage with this nigga. Another thing was when this nigga Root is up here talking about giving head, bow down on their knees and give each other head. Like, who told you that? Like, where you is, and the crazy part about a nigga like him is soon as you say that shit, oh, you're defending the Masons. You supposed to be. No, to ask you a question of who the fuck told you somebody was giving somebody else head, where did you learn that? Who told you that shit? Because I've been around Masons and I've never heard anything about no head. I was told a lot of things by him. And another thing, newsflash for everybody out there, when I say them niggas is regular niggas, them niggas is regular niggas. Like, these niggas are not some super smart, intelligent, got all the wisdom and secrets and just walking around you lurking with all your information.
Shame.
This nigga Root, man.
Shame.
This nigga Root, man. What a week, and it's only what's going to be Thursday shortly, so it's almost over, I guess. Derek Jones Talks Live, Moors, time to provide receipts, Root, and Masons and Odes are what we're talking about tonight. What's going on, everybody? We got Salima in here, Solomon Mom, the Shadow Assassin. We have a king in here, King Justin Hudson Jr. I don't know what Root doing, but he tripping with my chemo, and of course, CT. I went in Root joint the other day, and Root, just so you know, nigga, I'm Dizzy Cochran, weirdo. Everybody knows that shit. This nigga was having whole discussions with Dizzy and shit. I was like, nigga, it's me, Root. Yo, Root, don't come in here in my chat turning up, G. You know you was wrong, yo. You know you should have said that shit about niggas killing each other and just you hope somebody kill niggas because you don't like what they said. Now, don't come over here with that shit. You know better, man. Told you, man. What's the Mason? I don't want, please, people, don't type anything in the chat so Root could have the chat. Root, could you type up the facts and evidence and the witnesses with personal firsthand knowledge to attest to all the information that you're providing about Masons? Or are you getting this stuff from YouTube TV? Because I'm pretty sure, Root, in your family line, there's probably a few Masons. And they're not evil. Because the crazy part about this, and I'm going to be completely honest with everybody right here, right now. The crazy part about it is I was just like him, but I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming into knowledge and shit. I was doing the same shit. I was talking about, well, the Masons, they this and the nigga, until I'm sitting here being helped out by one and didn't even know this shit. Not me, like I'm exclusive to the help. I mean, just a real good ass nigga that's spreading love, helping everybody he can as much as he can. Never ask niggas for dime, for none of that shit. So it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to call this nigga evil? You sound fucking stupid, G. You sound stupid all the way around, yo. And that's why I was like, any nigga that say that shit, yo, you sound stupid. Like, you just sound stupid because the only thing that you can say to me is that they took an oath. And the only thing I'm going to say to you is because they're humans, oaths every day. Unless, again, you got some sort of proof, evidence, witness with personal first-hand knowledge to attest to the fact that if a Mason takes an oath, there's some sort of chemical that goes off in the air and coom, bang, bow, they're bound by that oath. Sure don't work with the police, the military, and everybody else. Marriage, you know, all these oaths taken in marriage. These motherfuckers is divorcing left and right. So I don't get what this oath supposedly means. Now, Root, if you can prove that, here we go again with the opportunity I always give you, Root. If you can prove what you say, if you can prove that every brother and sister who's out here in the world that call themselves, what is it, a matron, whatever, a Mason and a matron, nigga, if you could prove that all of them are and have some blood oath that they're going to always be evil towards their people and destroy you, then you to provide that evidence. And if it's real credible evidence, I will come out and do a live stream to the contrary of what I said, am saying now. And I have absolutely no problem whatsoever in doing that. That's why I'm stating it so right now. Guarantee you, everyone in here, that will not happen. Root does not provide evidence for anything that he actually says. That's why it's hard for me to understand how he gets so emotional about the information. Like, it's not your information. Nigga, this is just some shit you read in a book. You know, like, at the end of the day, it's just some shit you read in a book. You don't fucking know any of this shit. Telling me where slavery began. Slavery began in West Africa. What are you talking about? How do you know that? Slavery could have slavery began wherever the fuck it began amongst humans. It began. What are you talking about? Slavery. How do you know this shit? These niggas is teachers, man. Sabir Bey, you the same way. You a teacher, man. Supposedly. But I can't fucking tell. And I'm before we get off, because I do gotta get up in the morning. Before we get off, everyone else out here that's calling themselves a teacher, that's running around, you know what I'm saying, in this community, especially if you've been on Sinetta's channel, anybody who's calling themselves a teacher from here on out, we're gonna actually need to see credentials. There can be no more teacher talk. Everybody's a teacher. Like every time I turn around, it's this new teacher. So we're gonna need some actual evidence, some facts that you're a teacher, some credentials, some students. Can we go there? Can we go there? Can we say some students that you've actually taught that can come by and verify that you are a teacher and that you indeed have been teaching and you are a credible teacher, and the things that they've learned from you, they've gained even more a foothold on knowledge and in life. I would like to know that. I would like to see that. I would love to see that. So, Derek Jones Talks Live. Root, you went a little too far tonight with your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I played the audio earlier. This video isn't long, so y'all can see it later. Or come see it again if you want to. But this nigga Root was just going extra live with his fucking mouth, being fucking weird, talking reckless like only Root does. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell the people what the causes are, why you doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you doing this shit. He even got it in the title. Look at this video. He's live right now. He's doing a live stream right now. It says, what does that shit say? Dizzy TV versus me. This shit didn't even know it's me. I don't know the subject. I know the subject. You want to know the subject of the so-called debate Root? The subject is facts and evidence to prove everything you said. And that goes for you too, Sonetta, and anybody else on your fucking page in your camp. Anytime I have a discussion with you that's not just me dragging you and having fun, it'll always start and end with facts and evidence to back up and corroborate what you said. Like the other night, this weird-ass old nigga said, we're speaking of Sonetta, said, on Triple C TV, he was like, the perfect black is in Egypt. Anytime a nigga starts talking like that in Egypt, just go ahead and ignore everything he's fucking saying.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Anytime a black man starts talking, a black man from New York and Harlem who's old and his name is Frank Gary starts talking about Egypt, just run. And anybody who's ever been associated with him, just run. Because let me explain to you, these people have no excavation teams. They've led no teams into into Egypt to discover anything. All the knowledge that they give you is regurgitated. Shaka almost said so himself. I played the audio where this nigga says it. He used the word recycle. All I do is, recycle the information. I recycle. So you recycle. That's all he does. That's all they do. The fuck? Can't tell me something you read, man, because all you're doing, G, is ultimately telling me what that author said. I don't give a fuck with how you take what the author said. I could read what the author said myself. That's not providing evidence. And every time we talk, Root, it's like, damn, G, I ask you a question and you start reading off in the book. How is that book going to answer my goddamn question? Like, how did the book even know that I was going to ask you this question at this time for the answer to be right there? Like, this shit is just fucking ridiculous on all levels. On all fucking levels. So just watch what you say, man. Watch your mouth. People are watching, man. You know what happens when you wake the dragon.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And I appreciate that stuff that you said, Root. Like I heard you, and I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, but just on some real shit, like just watch that shit, man. Calm down, man. Calm down, man, and accept that you are more, man. Stop. And another thing, for a point of clarification, Root said that I have an L behind my name. That's not true at all. When I was coming up and became a more, or accepted myself as being a more, you know what I'm saying, through the information that I had at the time, my title was Bay. It wasn't even L. So that's another thing that you're wrong about. And that's why we're addressing it, because you do a lot of talking, man, and you be like wrong as fuck, G.
Shame.
I mean factually wrong,
Shame.
not like you don't like Lex Vortex or he doesn't like what you're saying or whatever. Not like that, nigga. I'm talking about factually wrong. You just be factually, actually, literally wrong about the shit you be saying. And you be saying that shit
Shame.
loud and shit.
Shame. Shame.
You be saying that shit loud, nigga, like you wrong. And you're telling people, oh, he's an agent because, see, there we go with that term, agent. Root's term is agent and Mason. Sonetta's terms are hater and dick rider and suck his dick whenever he's mad. He'll say that too. You know what I'm saying? Polite's terms were mentally sick and haters. The fuck? Everybody got these code words that they operate off whenever you say something. Fuck all that fucking agent talk and that Mason talk. Nigga, what's up with answering? What's up with the evidence that you got to back up what you just said about Masons? How many Masons do you know? What is the testing pool of Masons that you use to determine that they were evil? What is the oath? Say the oath. You should be able to recite the oath, how it's done. You got down on your knees in the live stream pretending like you were allowing someone to give you, allowing someone to put their you know what in your mouth. And that's what you do. Again, this is a fact. This is not me. It's not conjecture like Root gives you. Root loves conjecture. We should call him conjecture words. Oh, Widow's peak ass nigga.
Shame.
Fuck wrong with you, man.
Shame.
Ooh, you
Shame.
be making me mad with that shit because you do it too much, yo. And I'm gonna tell everybody out here, man, Root's better than that, yo. Root's better. What up, Norma? Root's better than that. I'm telling you right now, yo, Root is better than that. But, you know, this is what you get. And what happens, Root, I gotta come down on you, bring the hammer, man. From the Thor when he acted up, man. Odin took that nigga hammer from him. Like, fuck out of here, man. You can't, no, G. No, you can't do that. You can't do that here. You can't disrespect Asgard like that. Fucking weird ass. Nigga. I think it's gonna pick back up, y'all. It should. That was my fault. I'm in here kicking shit around. Let me see if it's back up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, my fault. I'm moving stuff around, kicking shit around, and kick my fucking cord right out. But I moved swiftly and recovered. And now we are back in the stream talking about Root and his shameful remarks tonight, which we will not play again. That's how shameful they were. Yes. Thank you, people. Van Digital, what up, what up, what up? Van Digital, welcome. We were talking about Root and his crazy ass. He went too far tonight with his mouth, yet again. And we also was talking about Moors in general. I'm gonna openly say this again. Like, I fuck with all Moors. I fuck with all Hebrew Israelites. I fuck with any of my brothers and sisters who are Muslim, any of my brothers and sisters who are Christian. I really don't care as long as you are a decent person and as long as you don't try to make me believe that your religion is the end-all be-all, and if I am not a part of it, I'm some sort of heathen who is basically just waiting to be damned. You know what I'm saying? Even if you believe it and you don't even say anything to me about it, I'll probably still rock with you. I guarantee you I will. But yeah, he's doing more. He's not really kicking. He wasn't trying to kick nuts tonight. He was doing other things with nuts tonight. And Root, that was you. You did it. I didn't make you do it. I didn't make you get on your knees and shit and pretend like you were giving somebody
shame.
Yeah, we had a little issue, man. He's good though, man. Once he calmed down and shit, man, he be all right, yo. He even said that he wanted niggas to die. He wanted niggas to get killed. I might have to play that. I said I wasn't gonna play it again because I really don't want to. But I might have to because that was some foul ass shit. I was like, Root, you a cold ass nigga, yo. He's still alive. He's still over there running his mouth.
You know that shit. We gotta start understanding that most black people that are up here, they ain't shit. All the black entertainers gave their money to Africa. That woman, Oprah Winfrey, can't even have kids, ain't never been in a marriage, and she gave all our money to Africa, but all our women looked up to her. Jay-Z, my favorite rapper, man.
Jay-Z from
Masons, sir. When you say that all the Hebrew Kemetic groups, you're just a little woofing because you're a Christian, sir, and you know that all the Christian preachers are Mason Masonic leaders, like you said, sir. I'm done. Go over it, go over it. Go over it, brother.
You hear this nigga? He said all Christian preachers and whatever's are Masons. So you know all the Christian preachers and shit in the world, and you know that all of them are Masons. Like, this is the type of lunacy that I'm talking about, because I know for a fact that there's a large number of them that are. And I also know that for a fact that the large number of them who are will tell you that there's a whole lot who aren't either. Fuck are you talking about? This is what I mean, that broad painting shit where you would have everyone think that somebody's evil. Do you think that I think that there aren't Masons who are running around here doing corrupt, sneaky, nefarious, sneak things under people's fucking noses and being wicked and cruel, basically for the no other reason than to be wicked and cruel? Of course I know that that's true. But you're not gonna fucking paint them with no brush that everybody's something. Everybody who's like, nah, nigga, I know too many niggas who was good niggas, and that was fucking Masons. You're not about to drag them niggas because you want to have a Mason witch hunt because it's popular on YouTube and amongst groups of dickheads who watch fucking videos and think that after they watch that video that they just grew in some degree of knowledge.
I mean, I'm going to take it there with you. I'm going to turn all the way up with you. And I hope the police kill you.
You heard him. You heard him. This is what this nigga said. This is what sparked all of this shit.
Monkeys.
We monkeys now.
The African stories is that a black... I'm like the most downest person for black people. I done blasted white people. Man, we done like fuck.
You heard him. He's the most downest person for black people. Now I want y'all to listen to what the most downest person for black people has to say.
We done been in riots.
He's
every time we get a job, we steal from that motherfucker, man.
That's not
man,
good.
Man, y'all gotta wake up or it seem like there's a lot of Lex Vortex Masons out here, man. I don't talk about black people like that unless they dog the ones that ain't from the slave boat. And then the Homo sapien is the monkey. So why all y'all black conscious people be calling all these Caucasians monkeys? The African stories is that a black man made a black woman to sleep with a monkey. That's how white people get here. So y'all monkeys if you're from East Africa. Especially if you talk about a Negro woman and we older. I could tell if Lex was in his 20s or early 30s. Oh, man, little young ass nigga, he's a leader. He's a monkey. Monkey see, monkey do, and he's from East Africa.
Wow.
Ooh, Lex. But that's evil. Everybody here, one thing I say bad.
Now, that's wrong, Root. You done said a lot of bad shit. You was running your fucking mouth. Never mind. I'm just like, I just want to stop right there and correct that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he talking, man, digital. But you heard this nigga. You gonna hear it again. What the most downest person for black people think about black people.
Breakfast is the East African monkey. Man. Y'all slaves come from West Africa. Why can't everybody stay out of it sometimes? Like sometimes when people be talking about all the people I just stay out of it and fall back. Sometimes we all just need to stay out of everybody's beef. But here goes the show, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any of you black monkeys talk about a nigga, or well, us black people need to quit acting like niggas. Miss Pope showed me on her show yesterday, and all everybody else knows too. Bunch of going by. That's what you call an old black person, is a Negro, until y'all sold the fuck out and said black. So anytime a black monkey from Africa, you slave fucks, talk about a nigga and my ancestor, I mean, I'm gonna take it there with you. I'm gonna turn all the way up with you. And I hope the police kill you.
Really, man?
Motherfuckers is evil, and y'all Masons, man.
That's some Tommy Sotomayor shit right there.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Root, man, you want some, you talking about other niggas being Masons and shit, secret, whatever. Nigga, you want some secret Tommy Sotomayor shit. I'm gonna stop listening to this, yo, because the more I listen to it, man, the more I'm gonna get weirder thoughts about Root, man, and be like, damn, G, you ain't even who I thought you was, though. Like, that shit wild, nigga. Like, talking super crazy right now, man. You're talking super crazy right now, man. You hope the police kill more niggas. They took an oath. They're not supposed to be doing that.
Shame.
They took oaths.
Shame.
Remember? Oaths
Shame.
mean something. Those motherfuckers breaking them right now. Does that not? Thank you. What's up, Booksy? Said that nigga drunk. Yo, that shit sound. Does that not sound like Tommy though? Like, come on, Root. You know better than that shit. Much crazy shit that we banged on Tommy Sotomayor for saying. Like, come on, man. It's just sad, yo. We still fuck with you though, Root, man. You still my nigga, man. Just, I don't know. You gotta be on timeout for a while, nigga. You can't be getting lit and shit before you go on live, nigga. That's that dumb shit Kev do. And you way smarter than Kev, nigga, so you ain't gotta worry about being dumb. Just don't be doing that shit, yo.
Shame. Shame.
All right, people, I'm about to close out. It's been almost an hour, and that's too long. I didn't plan on going that long. But tonight we talked about Moore's time to provide receipts. Particularly, we were talking about Sabir Bey, Moore, who's been around since basically forever. And that's that. You know, I went to his chat. He was giving questions, and he was full of shit, pretty much. You know, and I'll expound upon that later. And after that, we talked about Root and his antics tonight. It was too far with the hoping that the police kill more black people. Root, I'm not even going to push it further than tonight unless you keep running him out. And he was talking about Masons and O's and all that shit. And I guess O's means something when we're talking about Masons. So Derek Jones Talks Live. Y'all have a good one. Like, comment, share, subscribe, please.